Friends, we have in the studio a very special guest. For those of you who have never had the pleasure of visiting the sanctuary of Winnipeg's Knox United Church, this may be the reason you need. If you're brave enough, you could also sing in said sanctuary. Neil Weisensel, co-founder of Winnipeg's World Village Music, responsible for the World Village Gospel Choir, has a few busy months ahead. Not only is he conducting the mass choir for the closing ceremonies of Canada's Summer Games at Investors Group Field on the 13th of August, but he's taken on an ambitious passion project, Mozart's Requiem, one of the most popular works in the choral repertoire. Neil will be rehearsing all interested parties in the glorious sanctuary of Knox United, located right across from Winnipeg Central Park, Tuesday evening, starting tomorrow from 7 to 9 p.m., June 13th, through the 22nd of August. And this work will be performed in the very same place, Friday, August 25th, with orchestra and professional soloists.
You got it.
Amazing. Do you want to join him? I want to join him. Neil, welcome to the studio. Welcome back to the Diamond Lane. It's always lovely to have you.
Well, thanks for asking me. It's very exciting. We're at 59 singers.
Wow.
The next singer, I feel like, can I do a little promo?
Yes.
Can I say that the next person that registers will get free tuition? I'm asking people to throw $50 in the kitty to cover our cost.
Right.
But whoever's next on my email stream and signs up for it will get $50.
Okay, we're going to check the time. It's 4:18 right now. 4:18. So if the next person that emails with like 4:19, the email you get.
That's the clunk of a gauntlet being laid down.
Amazing.
So just people that like to sing, people that can read music.
Great. And people, well, I mean, do you think that people that couldn't read music would be able to kind of jump in on this a little bit?
There are practice tracks. We're going to make a pronunciation guide because it's in Latin.
Right.
But there's this thing called cyberbase.com you can log on to, and it'll play your part in one ear and play the accompaniment in the other on piano. And you can speed it up and slow it down too. It's really amazing. So I've got links for that and that kind of thing. And then we're rehearsing, So yeah, potentially if somebody's got a good ear, if they want a real challenge, it's one of the great choral masterworks. And you kind of pick up reading music. It kind of happens by osmosis, right? The notes go up, the notes go down, and you use your ears. And
right. And how many rehearsals do you have between the 13th and the...
We have a dozen rehearsals. Okay. And I know that people kind of go out of town, obviously, during the summer. So I'm asking people can make 8 or 9, depending on their skill level. I don't expect people to be there for everyone. Some people might be, and that would be great. Mm-hmm. And so it's going to be exciting. But I have to tell you about Amadeus.
Okay, so this is how the whole thing started, right?
Well, way back.
Way back
in 85, when I was 2, I saw it on...
I was 2.
I saw it on TV. And I swear, after I saw that movie, I don't know, I didn't really know that I was a musician then. I was still kind of a post-high school jock, and I was in... I'm doing the air quotes here, which I realize you can't see.
Well, they will on the webcam when they watch on the...
Pre-med. That's my right, meaning science. And I just hated it, and it was brutal. And my piano teacher said, you should audition for the School of Music. And I was like, are you insane? Why would I do that? Meanwhile, she had a knowing. Kareen Wilson, thank you. And so after that, I think I bought the soundtrack to Amadeus. I had it on a cassette. And I think I listened to it every day for a year. It just became a thing that I did. And it's one of those pieces you can just listen over and over and over and find something amazing. So fast forward, however many years, early 2000s, I was working at a big church in Vancouver and had the chance to conduct a choir and orchestra and thought this would be a great piece to start off with because I knew, like literally, I had the whole thing memorized. And I knew what I wanted the choir and the orchestra to sound like, which is a good start. And so then... This summer, I've got a couple of projects on the go, and I thought, well, wouldn't it be great to do that piece again and borrow from a friend of mine's idea in Vancouver, a friend of mine and my wife, Rachel, Daryl Nixon, former Winnipegger, actually, amazing organist, just total virtuoso organist. He runs a big choral summer thing in Vancouver, and he's got like 180, 250 people. He's got a gigantic cathedral with a big pipe organ, and his wife conducts, So I went, I sang. It's so much fun. So I thought, why don't we do that in Winnipeg? Because there's so many singers around, so many amazing singers. But most choirs, church choirs, community choirs, they're kind of stopping. Right now.
Well, for the summer, because everybody's out of town. You know what? I'm in town. I don't know why I haven't asked to sing in this. Can I sing in this? Can I be your next
number 60?
That'd be so sweet. Awesome. Okay. Okay. Unless you got an email in the last 3 minutes.
I wrote down 418, right?
Okay. Yeah. So
Okay.
if you got an email in the last 3 minutes, I'll cough up the $50. But you know. Okay. So
Amadeus.
Continue.
I got kind of sidetracked there.
Okay.
Amadeus was on last night at midnight on one of the French channels, and I should have been going to bed, but I just had to watch it because I was
Such
compelled
a great flick.
by it. It's such a great movie. Yeah. So that's why I'm kind of strung out today, because I was up till 3 a.m. watching this movie. But there's this great scene, I think you have it on this website, where poor little Wolfie is on his deathbed, and he's dictating to Salieri, right? His Salieri's nemesis. Who knows? I'm sure that never actually happened, but it makes for a great movie, right?
Right.
So as his parts are coming to him, he's dictating. You can hear the parts in his head. It's really, really... Go check that link out on the website if you haven't yet. And also on the Summer Corps website or the Summer Corps Facebook, there's a bunch of the first 5-6 movements of the Mozart Requiem. Somebody's taken the time to do the scrolling score thing, so you can watch the score. That's
also an excellent study aid as well. Yeah, fantastic.
It really is. So that's my Amadeus story.
Well, and how we got this whole summer choir thing happening. And so just remind us, this is happening Tuesday nights, 7 to 9 p.m. from tomorrow through the 22nd of August. There's a dress rehearsal I remember seeing on the 23rd with orchestra.
With orchestra. And the rehearsal on the 22nd will be with orchestra too.
Okay,
and I'll be rehearsing the orchestra separately.
So tell us what captures you sonically about this score? What is it about this particular work that made you want to have it happen in Winnipeg in this way?
You know, the very opening, which I think we'll hear maybe a little bit later.
Yeah.
I'll expound on that for just a little moment. The opening, it starts off with first of all, the orchestra. There's no flutes and there's no oboes, which is very interesting. And there's no French horns. So it's not a typical classical orchestra.
Right.
Because he wanted to keep the tone somber. But he's got 2 bassoons, 2 clarinets, and he's got the trombones doubling the bottom 3 parts of the choir. He's got 2 trumpets, timpani, and then strings. And the counterpoint in the first 8 bars or 16 bars of the orchestral overture. Well, it's not really an overture, but kind of the introduction. Just the counterpoint this is Mozart literally at the height of his powers, right? He died before he finished the piece. It was unfinished. Right. So he himself said that this was his masterpiece. So the counterpoint, just in that first, 30 seconds of music are worth the price of admission themselves. And I don't know, there's just something about the way. Maybe I like him so much because he was also an opera composer, as I am, and there's enormous drama in this piece, and that is another reason why I like it. And it's just, I don't know, and it's in Latin, kind of an ancient language that for most people it's like, how does that relate to us? Latin was the language, for hundreds of years, and then especially sacred music, it was all Latin. There was Latin in the Catholic Church until just in the 60s, right? Second Vatican Council. So it's people older than us, I think, maybe grew up learning Latin. I kind of wished I did, but I kind of picked it up through singing at university and how to pronounce it. It's a beautiful language to sing in. It's very, very simple, right? With the vowels and the consonants and stuff. Because it's a dead language and it's not spoken anymore, it's not evolving.
Right.
So it's not like, there's Italian Latin and there's Germanic Latin, but, straight out the middle Latin like we're going to do is it's really, really beautiful to sing. And there's something about singing in Latin that just puts you in another, what's the word I'm looking for?
In another plane of existence.
That's it. That's exactly what I was looking for.
It's another dimension.
Plane. Yeah, another dimension. It just takes you back hundreds of years when you sing in a different language like that, an ancient language.
Mozart for me is at his finest when he is writing sacred literature. Personally, the Great Mass in C minor.
Yeah.
This, yes, some of us might know your operas. Stick Boy was a huge thing out east, or out west rather. Just the subject matter, the music, the fact that it was so tourable. You also have, a few other works that are kind of being played here. Gisela in Her Bathtub was not that long ago. Yeah. It was just produced. So you have this perspective from the composer's standpoint. You have this really beautiful kind of into the score. And I think it'll be a lot more personal for the people who choose to join you. And I hope loads do. Conductor, of Summer Corps and also founder of this really wonderful little project, part of the World Village Gospel Choir, World Village Music that you co-founded with your wife, Rachel.
Yeah.
This is going to be a really wonderful event. If you want to learn more, go to our website, classic107.com. Get in touch with Neil. There's a link to the website, worldvillagemusic.ca, and you can go to summercorps-winnipeg. I'm sure you can find it also just on the World Village Music's website.ca, remember. Or you can just give them a call, 204-881-3322. Email them at worldvillagemusic@gmail.com, or you can even register online. Before we go, just before we talked about it, started talking about the Requiem. I was mentioning that you are also conducting the closing ceremonies of the Summer Games here in Winnipeg.
We talk about a big choir. I have 675 people so far. There are 2 more days. Registration closes on June 15th at midnight. It's a free event. You get a free T-shirt. You get to be on national television. There's 2 songs that we're singing. It's going to be at the stadium at the University of Manitoba. Mm-hmm. And singing O Canada and another song. They'll be sending out practice tracks. And if you want to register for that, that's also, it's called the Canada Games Gold Choir. Gold Choir. So if you want to sing in that, you just have to sign up. It's totally free, and it's going to be that's going to be another level of fun.
Well, we'll pop another link in to the little blurb online to make sure that people know how to get there as well.
That'd be
fantastic.
Great.
Okay, fill me in. All right, we are going to give you a little soupçon of the Requiem in D minor. This is the Levin completion, the introit from this wonderful ensemble, Bernard Lavadie and La Chapelle de Québec and Les Violons du Roi. Mozart. Neil, thank you so much for joining us. I hope Summer Corps is fun. And I'm totally going to be there. We're going to do it. We're going to do it.